Okay. Okay. All right. If you notice, this is after we've had the interest rates announcement of the pound dollar, and they cut interest rates by 1.50, which is way beyond what they had anticipated. They were thinking 50%, 50 basis points, I'm sorry, and as much as 1%, and they actually surprised and did 1.5. That is huge, and this is why we got this huge spike down here. But then all of a sudden, apparently, a lot of pound buying came in, and they took this back up. It's been a wild morning, and I have not really done too much, but I want to use this example as something that I'm going to give you an alert for, and that is, if you noticed, what's been happening here for quite a while is that we've been trying to find a bottom down here. This is at 58.30, 33, 36, down here just about the same, and then we've got up here 59, 55, and this is 53, I believe. So you see, we've had now ranges of over 100 points for quite, at least I would say, a couple of hours now. And so I'm looking, because I'm being asked about taking a sell up here at 59.15. And although this grid really looks good, and I mean, there's some moderators are posting, possibly 60-60 trade, I've got to pay attention to this chart. Okay, this chart right now is telling me that if we were to take a sell off of this 1 hour right now, we're right in the middle of this huge range we've been playing here for a while, between 59, 55, 60 or so, all the way down to 58, 30 something. So that's over 100-point range. No, I cannot take this trade here at 59.15. But the other thing that I would have a problem with this also is, look at your 1 minute box. It's just too close. Remember, I always like at least a 20-point gap. But at the same time, notice how, again, we've got to use these 5-minute charts. They're giving us a better picture of what has been happening and transpiring. Because of these crazy moves that we've had, the ideal scenario right now is really wait for this topish area to be tested again. That's where I would go ahead and sell this, and then I could put a very tight stop. So if I can get an entry somewhere around 50 to 55, I can have a 65 to 70 stop loss, and a potential for this trade to produce a lot more than just a 20-point move, where I think it would come back down and try to test this range down here again. So see, I'm going to pass up on this trade, and I know some people in the room right now, apparently I think there were some taking trades off of this 15. No, there you go. You see, look at where it's at. It's hitting a slow car. Look at what we've got up here. Here we go. Look at this. 52, 47, 62. Look at the dark band shades, and then this is big figure. And not only that, but here it is. Okay, here it is. It's telling us this range up here is probably more of what this this crazy pound is going to test. And if it decides to keep going back up, because that's where it wants to run, then we can minimize our stop. Keep a tight stop somewhere above here. But this is really where our entry should be. Big figure, and the ability that, again, we're trading within a 100-point range somewhere up here in the 50s, mid 50s to down here, again, 59.50s to 58.30 something. That's 100-point, guys. I can assure you that if I'm going to take a trade, this is more of what I'm looking at, and it's a safer trade. So at this point in time, I had to ignore what's happening here. I know I can miss this trade. All right, I know this thing can just collapse from this level, and I miss making some points. But these are times when you got to pay a little bit of attention to what's happening on your 5-minute charts, because what happens is your grids, because we've had these wild swings, the grids sometimes take a while to catch up and recalculate themselves. And this is part of again, using that advanced feel for the market, advanced feel for a currency, and there's nothing. I mean, there's no system, there's nothing out there that can prepare you for something like this except doing your homework and developing a feel for the market. So, at this point in time, it is just too risky for me to take any positions in these areas. I'm going to try to play the edges. That's my strategy right now. I'm going to play edges here. I'm going to wait for this to test it. If it doesn't and it just collapses, well, so be it. But you know, we've got a very, very jumpy market, very jumpy market. I mean, look at this. Look at what we did here. You know, for all intents and purposes, this thing should have kept, you know, coming down from here, maybe even further. I mean, this should have shocked the hell out of everyone. You know, 150 basis points was cut. That tells us that, you know, England is seeing things pretty bad over there for them to take that kind of action. I think it's just a matter of before you know, the eurozone will do the same. Trichet and the boys will do the same thing, and the euro will follow. But you know, it's been a wild day. Look at these. You know, this is not a day for anyone learning this business to be really doing anything except just learning and practicing. You know, as I've just stated here in the room, two things happen. If you do make money on a day like today and you're just learning, you get very cocky. You know, you get cocky. You think you really know your stuff. But if you lose, if you do take losing trades, then the other thing it does, it affects your confidence level. You know, either way, you lose. You lose in the long run. So, you know, when we've got days like today where you see these massive swings, my advice, unless you're really a seasoned trader, that you can handle your losses, you know how to, you know, play the market, and you've got confidence that, you know, you'll make your money back up, you'd stay out. And then only, you know, if you're going to take a trade, you know, I would consider being, you know, the safest ones that you can trade. And at this point in time, this is the one I would take up here. If we can get this level tested up here, which you just saw, here we go. There it is, 51 there, 47, and then we've got a little bit of higher. Look at your color band shades, okay? All these things take into consideration, you know. You got to take into consideration. And then look at your 1 minute. I mean, if this thing spikes up there, look at our 1 minute. It's at 58.02. You know, all the way, that's a 50-point gap. At some point in time, if we hit 50, all right, risk-reward ratio, listen, at least I would expect this thing to come back down here to this 59.16. That would give us easily 30 points, all right, 20 to 30 points. You know, I got to keep an eye on pound yen also, and you know what that is doing. But again, the pound yen, you know, the 5-minute chart is all over the place also. You know, I now, this is what I'm focused on, guys, right here. You know, we came down here, you know, from all the way up this. I mean, this is just massive, massive. You know, this is, my goodness, I don't know. What do we have? Is this 300, 400 points here in a matter of 5, 10, 20 minutes? This is crazy. Okay, but you know, I want you to use this as an example of, you know, for those of you who are trying to learn this business, you know, you see this kind of action. Don't. Okay, here we go. All right, here's the opportunity I'm waiting for. See, this is what I said would happen. Here we go. Now this. At this point in time, let's wait for it to see if we can get up to here 50, 52, and then we can put a stop somewhere above this level here, 65. You know, it's worth the risk. Why? You know, we're going to put a 15-point stop or so, and then give this thing potential to make 30, and then who knows, if we actually ride the other position, it could actually come all the way down here and test these lows down here. So this could actually be a 100-point move if this pans out, if this little range in here works its way out. So here we go. We got 50. Let's miss that. You know, one more test. We can go ahead and sell. Again, a small position. Not going to take anything big. I'm not going to, you know, jeopardize too much of a loss here. Not with these jumpy markets, because quite frankly, this thing could just go right through 50 and spike up there to you know, where I'm going to have my stop loss. And you know what? I got to take it. I got to get out. Under these market conditions, you do not. I mean, immediately, I would advise you to put a stop loss. Takes you out. Takes you out. If you can't handle it, then don't take the trade. You know, you just don't take it. But let's see this one. I'm pretty sure we're going to get here another test here, and 49. Should we take 49? Come on, give me 50, 51, 52. I think it will give me that. But this is, again, this is a safe trade, or well, let's not say a safe trade, but definitely much better than taking one down there. Okay, here. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, don't tell me we're going to miss this. Wow, that was fast. Uh-oh.